Alright, got a race coming up here in a couple weeks, so I'm trying to get my race bike ready to go. So that's how far I got it out of my pile that was back there. So we have a couple bikes now all over the place I got to deal with. So this is the 99 Sportster. We got to rip apart in a couple days and work on it. I want to get the front end off my race bike so I can get it ready to go. That's not going right this minute. Walker's taking up this rack. And I got this 80 big twin here I'm supposed to work on last winter. I got to get the motor out of this so I can rebuild it, and then get the chassis out of the way so I can use the rack, so I can get my race bike up on here, get the front end off of it. Then I got to pull that piece of crap off the rack. Then we got this piece of crap here to work on. We got a bunch of crap we got to do. So it's 5 o'clock, Easter, my day off, so that's what we're going to do. So we spent all day screwing around with other stuff, and I already wasted my time with the answer machine going. So who wants to call me on my day off? Somebody important. Hello. Shoot. 96-inch Evo? Yes. For an Evo? Yes. Okay. Bye. All right. That's fine. Okay. Bye. Yeah. More interruptions. See, I probably should get a battery charger hooked up onto this thing. Sounds like the neighbor dog ain't happy either today. He's back there someplace. Let's see. I haven't charged this battery up for a while, so it probably wouldn't hurt to do that while I'm at it. I gotta figure out what I'm doing this thing anyway. Besides, that'll give me something to trip on. Look at that. A mess. Alright. Yeah, I can't even get to the battery right now. More crap. I had the dog start barking. He hadn't barked all day. Guess he woke up. Looks like I gotta wipe up a little bit of an oil mess. Alright, well, the first thing I do on this thing is get the primary cover off it so I can get the motor sprocket out, and I can pull this motor out. So I gotta undo the oil hoses, and I got the electrical here I gotta get rid of, and I'm not supposed to cut it. And some dumbass put it up through the frame. I don't know why you want your electrical underneath your frame where it gets first thing you hit on the ground, it goes whack and cuts it off, but oh well. I'm guessing it comes up through the tube up under there. Alright, so let's get this thing apart. Figure out what it's going to take to get this job done. So I'm going to put the camera over here. So to get the motor out, all you got to do is get the compensator nut off here and take off the inner primary bolts, and it comes out. Pretty straightforward. It's going to make a big oil mess. You got to get your lift underneath it far enough you don't catch it. Actually, I don't think I even need a lift on this bike. I don't even need that right now. Okay. Do need a drain pan, because I don't know what's inside of here. We should disconnect the battery so we don't get our fingers caught in there. My seat. Okay, now I got access to the battery. Yep. There's where all the electrical's hidden. Yep, wonderful. Looks like there's no quick way of disconnecting that. I'm not sure what we did with the coil. Coil's hidden someplace. Alright, that looks like fun. Got a nice mess up under here so you need to deal with. So there's no quick disconnect anywhere in the whole bike, it's all hardwired in. Wonderful. He's not going to be happy. I think this is a coil wire right here. So, yep, it's all hardwired in. There's no disconnects anywhere. Oop. Got a wire up here, probably to a coil. But, there's no way of disconnecting anything. Good engineering. Not made to work on. As usual, custom bikes never break. Never ever. What we can do to get a battery charger here, so we need some juice. Alright, looks like the ground wire is 5/16 now. Take the ground wire off the back of the frame here, it's a quick disconnect. And the battery disconnected quickly. We're already on the wrong side of the bike. So, take this wire here, oh, excuse me, this one right here. That's the ground wire, so it goes to the battery. Instead of dealing over here, it's gonna go arc, arc, arc. If you hit something that has juice to it, just take the ground off. Shouldn't be a nut on the bottom. Looks like it's not. This used to be a 1/4 inch thread, now it's 5/16 obviously. These probably got stripped out at some point. Put the bolt back when you're done. Okay. Battery is deactivated. Put the charger onto it. More interruptions already. Been here for 3 hours, no phone calls. As soon as they start to work. Phone calls! Oh good, they got lazy, only one. Okay, so we're going to connect this at here. I guess the only place to connect it's right there. You got to make sure that you don't make any contact right here. Otherwise the ground comes back in, you got power again. Okay, battery is charging. Make sure you get the battery line in your way so you trip on it. So you try to get out of the way so we don't trip on it too much under here. Okay, so we got to drain the oil out. Let's get the primary cover off. For tools over here. Hopefully I only need this. Yeah, it looks like that's all I need. Okay. So just blow that off. The airline's right under it here. That's a good job. Right to the floor. Working around the tripod's fun. Okay, never use a zip gun to put your primary cover bolts on, but it works good for taking them off. Always put your hardware where you can find it. Right here in the front by the bike's a good spot. You always know where it's at until you move it. Take the bottom ones off first, you don't get oily. And you work your way up. So always leave this one here a couple threads in, and this one here a couple threads in. Cover don't fall off. So now there's oil in there. It's a pissing oil out. We appear to have an oil leak going right now down here. So we know there's oil in it. There you go. Looks like it was brand new oil at one time. Great. If you lay this down on the ground so the oil stays in it, you scrape up all your covers. You can't do that. Unless you put on a nice surface. Then you can clean it later. Alright. So I'm going to go ahead and take off 2 bolts here to hold in it. Should be a dowel pin, so as long as you hold it in, it'll hold it back for you. Again. There's the washer. Leave the washer and the cover works good. So if you wipe off the bottom of your cover here, nice clean right laying around here. So you wipe off the bottom of the cover where it was dripping. Run my shirt, good spot for it. Okay, now you can lay this cover flat on a nice smooth surface and it won't scratch it. Just happen to have one of those right here. We'll be putting that back on here in a few minutes. Okay, it looks like he's got a scorpion clutch in this thing. Right here. Got an aluminum clutch basket on there, so we got all top of the line components in this thing. Doesn't surprise me. Yeah, it's definitely good stuff. It's got studs in its inner primary, which is really good. Gives you more holding power. You don't see that very often. That's good. Yeah, it looks nice. So I'm going to loosen this up here to get primary chain tension off the sprocket. We'll pull this off. Take out these 4 bolts, 2 here and 2 over here, and then the motor can come off out of the frame pretty easy. Access to this bolt's going to be fun, but I should be able to get to it with a zip gun now. The pistons are basically flipped forward out of the way. And then it comes out of here. It's a lot easier when the top end's off already. Okay, so we need 9/16, a half inch, and a big Allen. Alright, get some required tools here. As you put the tools toward the back, parts up toward the front. See if I can get them mixed together. Okay, there's the Allens right there. Okay, we're going to take off these front Allens first. Once again, don't use the zip gun to tighten this stuff. You can use it to take the bolts out. That's a long one. One short one, one long one. Nice. Have to check those 2 inner primary bolts, make sure they're good in there, the screws. Threads, I'll get that right. And you pull out 2 different linked bolts, like that. There's a problem usually. Usually there's a reason for that. I didn't take the lock tab off, I just unscrewed a nut. It's quicker. You can always flatten the lockout tab later, or put a new one on it. Okay, these are some real fancy nuts. So we can reuse this later by flattening these back out as needed. He's got some glue on here and some gaskets maybe. And he's got some kind of rubber or something in here. That means it can loosen up on you, is what that means. I don't like doing that. See, when you have a piece of rubber like that, it gives up its tension on it and then it gets loose. Use a layer of silicone, but nothing else. Okay, compensator's all out of there now. I got it off the end of the spline. It's just laying on the shaft, so the motor will pull out easily now. The alternator will stay with the motor. So this is all disconnected on this side. So now I got to attempt to get to this bolt out of here. Now to slow down this oil leak, I can go ahead and put the primary cover back on here, and that'll slow it down. All of this stuff is loose, so it'll fall out when I pull the motor out. I'm not worried about it being a problem. Put the starter washer back over here so you don't lose it. Okay, that holds that on. I just put all these bolts back in. Right in the oil, good place for it. That one might leak a little oil on it now. Get all these bolts started before you tighten anything down. One oily one here. Nice. Okay, clean it off real quick. Lightly torque these down, so hopefully the oil leak will stop. Some of the screws are a little on the short side, I think. Okay. Alright, I'm going to go dump this oil out and we'll be back. Okay, we're back. Everything cleaned up on that side. So now I got to pull the rest of this out. So we can get these oil lines clipped off and out of the way. That'd be the first problem, I guess. Stupid dog next door. Okay, these are the squeeze style clamps. You just cut those with a pair of dikes so you get them off. And you just pull them off like that. They're off. It doesn't do any damage to the hose when you do it that way either. Okay, I don't know how much oil is this thing. We'll find out. If you take a bolt like that, you can jam into it and it'll seal it up. Just like that. I'm getting a hose clamp put on there because I can't hose clamp one of these back on, don't work. So I'll take one of these little small ones I got laying around here. Take one of these and put on there, and that should take care of the problem. Assuming it goes big enough. Socket. Mixed up my sockets. Nope, it's too small of a clamp. Yep, that ain't gonna work. Get a bigger one. Probably why it's laying around. Look at the one next to it, it's a lot bigger. Look at the tang hanging out of that thing. You gotta make sure you use a chrome bolt when you do this. It's very important. You can't have some nasty ass looking bolt on your bike for plugging up your oil line. Very important. What do I do with my ratchet? There we go. If you don't put a clamp on this, it will keep leaking. There we go. Shouldn't leak a drop now. And you just tuck that up out of the way someplace, like that. Out of the way temporarily anyway. That's why I try to walk around the bike. And we'll figure that out in a minute. Okay, I'm gonna get these other ones out of here. Hold the damn thing. There we go. So they come out pretty easy. You can have a good pair of dikes though. Best dikes I've ever had. These are old proto set. They're all broken and abused, but they still work better than anything else I've got. I haven't found another set that's worth a crap yet. Doesn't matter how much money I spend, I still get crappy ass dikes. You think for 40-50 bucks you get a good set, but nope. They don't make them like these old ones. This set here is from the late 70s probably. We made them good back then. There we go. Alright, get all those off. Get all the little pieces and throw them away so you don't get in the way of your junk. Or cut you. And if you just wiggle the line back and forth, a lot of times that'll free it up enough to come off. This one it doesn't want to. It's loose, but it won't come, so probably because I'm held it back here. So let's get a screwdriver on the end of it. I got the oil pump right here to wedge it against. So it slides right off pretty easy. This one not quite as easy. Got even less pressure here to work with it. Get underneath it maybe. There it goes. Alright. Now the old feed line might drip a little bit, or return line I mean. Once it drips a couple times it should stop. This bike's been sitting for a few months now, so there's nothing left in it. Okay, so now all these lines are freed up. Now if I poke these some other direction to get out of my way, like that. Poke the feed line first. There we go. They're all tucked up out of the way now. Oh, I got one more line down here. Some little breather line down here. I don't have to pull that one off, but I don't like a donkey dick hanging in my way when I'm working, so cut it off. Get it out of the way. It's easier doing that than playing with the damn thing. There you go. Junk box. Alright, takes care of our oil mess. Hey, look, no oil drippage. Okay, he didn't want me to cut his cable down here anywhere, so I told him I wouldn't modify it or butcher it in any way. He might have believed that, I don't know. I don't believe it. It's going to get cut. I hope that's the spot I wanted to cut because it's cut. There we go. It's out of my way now. Don't worry about it. There we go. I'll just tell him to hit the bottom of the frame, bottomed out, and cut the wire off. Think you'll go for that? I'm sure you never watch these videos, right? Okay, got the alternator over here, got to disconnect. Looks like it's got a plug connection on that thing. Let me do that a little bit. Jeez, that's tight. Jeez, Loctite on that thing or what? Okay. Alternator plugs off. Okay, let's see how tight these motor mount bolts are. Maybe lucky and it pops right off. Torque you had on these things. Not much. My zip gun didn't have to work very hard there. A lot of black goo coming out, like silicone or something in there. I'm not sure what that all was about. That one's tight. A little oily, a little gooey. It's normal. Clean those up a little bit before they go back in. Okay, let's see if the back ones are come out nicely. It'd be nice if they do. A double box wrench with an offset works real good for under here. Whichever way seems to work for you. On this bike it goes this way. One came off slightly harder than the other one. Whew, boy, that stinks. Jeez. That's good stuff on that one. Okay, now for the hard one. Use a torque adapter. Usually with an extension. Either 3 or 6 incher. Try a 6. Breaker bar works the best because you can control where it's at. And you got to fish this up underneath the bike and get that on the nut underneath on the other side. Feel it up under there. Flip it over, it gets a little bit different angle on the 12 point. There it is right there. I don't know if you can really see this. So see this torque adapter, it's on the nut underneath there. Everything comes up underneath, see? Works pretty good. It's the only way you can really torque this bolt at all. And that's not really a good way either. But for taking it apart, it works pretty good. Until it quits. No reason you want to take it off. Had lots of Loctite on that nut. I warmed it up. So what's happening is the wrench is there's so much clearance, I think everything's going back and forth like that, and it's not letting the torque pull up on it. Now, if you had a 1/2-inch zip gun, it has a lot more power to it. It'll unscrew something like that pretty quickly. It's got a lot more of a flywheel action to it. So the back and forth movement like this here, going through all the parts, isn't as bad. All right, motor's out. Okay, I got my motor stand right here to use. Back here. Okay, all Harley motors come up the right because they don't clear everything coming out the other way. Got a little leak under here because there's nothing holding this on. There's no gasket in there either. Okay, everything should be free as far as I know, so it should come right out. There we go. See how the compensator and all that stuff just stayed right in there like I said it would. A little bit of an oil leak I'm going to have to deal with. Just stuff a rag right there. Hopefully that'll keep soaking it up for a while. Oil on top of the plate here. Clean that up. Okay, looks pretty good. Now, keep from losing your hardware, put back again on the bike. Okay, that shouldn't leak anything, hopefully. Move the bike and park it now. Okay, mess there. I'm going to go over here and tie this thing down over here. So put it back, put the motor on the stand. Roll it off. Stripping off the cam cover like I knew it would be. That's not going to change. Leak off the alternator over here. All right. Put that somewhere to get out of my way. That's how you get a motor out of a shovel head. Relatively easily. Evo, same thing. Twin cam, they're all about the same. They all come out about equal. All right, that's it for that. Trying to rebuild it.